It was a cold, quiet evening, and the grand lobby of the luxurious hotel was bustling with guests checking in and out. Amidst the crowd, a young black woman, dressed in a simple yet elegant outfit, walked toward the front desk. Her expression was calm, but there was a certain grace in her stride that made heads turn. She didn't look wealthy, at least not by the usual standards of the guests who frequented this five-star hotel. But there was something in her eyes: determination, strength, and a hint of mystery. As she reached the counter, she asked the receptionist, "Excuse me, can I get the key to room 202?" Her voice was polite but firm. The receptionist, a middle-aged man with a condescending smirk, glanced at her suspiciously. He didn't respond immediately, instead choosing to size her up. After a moment of awkward silence, he cleared his throat. "Are you sure you're in the right place, ma'am?" he asked, his tone dripping with doubt. Before she could respond, another staff member, who had been observing the interaction, walked over and whispered something to the receptionist. Suddenly, their demeanor changed. The receptionist narrowed his eyes. "I'm sorry, but we have a strict policy here. We can't hand over keys without proper verification," he said sharply. The woman frowned. "I already checked in this morning," she replied, her voice steady. "I've got my ID right here if you need to see it again." But instead of taking the ID, the receptionist signaled security. Within moments, two guards appeared, towering over her with intimidating expressions. One of them stepped forward. "We've received reports about a suspicious individual matching your description. You need to come with us," he said coldly. A small crowd began to gather, whispering amongst themselves. "Is she trying to sneak in?" someone murmured. "Maybe she's here to steal something," another voice speculated. The woman glanced around, feeling the weight of their judgment. She took a deep breath, trying to remain composed. "There's been a misunderstanding," she said firmly. "I own this place." The room fell silent. For a moment, the only sound was the faint hum of the lobby's central air conditioning. Then someone laughed. It started as a quiet chuckle, but soon it turned into full-blown mockery. "You own this hotel?" the receptionist sneered. "That's a good one. Do you think we're fools?" The tension in the room thickened. The woman remained calm, though the slight tightening of her jaw revealed her irritation. "I don't need to explain myself to you," she said quietly, turning toward one of the guards. "But if you really want proof, call your general manager." The staff exchanged glances, unsure how to proceed. One of the guards hesitated, then took out his radio and muttered something into it. A few moments later, an older man in a neatly pressed suit entered the lobby. His expression was serious, but when he saw the woman standing there, his eyes widened in recognition. The manager turned to the guards. "Stand down immediately," he ordered. Turning back to Olivia, he added, "Please, Miss Olivia, allow me to handle this." Olivia took a deep breath, the hurt evident in her eyes. "Do you know what the worst part is?" she said softly. "This isn't the first time something like this has happened to me, but I never expected it to happen in a place I own." Gasps echoed through the lobby. The staff exchanged nervous glances, and the guests whispered among themselves, shocked by the revelation. The manager's face turned red with embarrassment. "Miss Olivia, I assure you, this was a misunderstanding. I'll personally see to it that everyone involved is properly dealt with." But Olivia shook her head. "No, firing them won't solve anything. The problem runs deeper than a few bad employees. It's about how we perceive people, how quick we are to judge without knowing the truth." Her words hung in the air like a heavy cloud, forcing everyone to reflect on their behavior. She glanced at the crowd. "All of you were quick to assume the worst about me too. How many of you thought I was a thief before even knowing who I was?" Silence. No one dared to answer. Olivia's gaze softened slightly, but the disappointment lingered. "This hotel isn't just a business to me. It's a symbol of what I've worked for, what I've endured. And if this is the kind of culture we're fostering here, then something needs to change." The manager nodded, still looking mortified. "You're right, Miss Olivia. We'll implement mandatory sensitivity training for all staff immediately. And as for you," he turned toward the receptionist, who looked like he wanted to disappear, "you owe Miss Olivia a sincere apology." The receptionist stepped forward, his head hanging low. "I'm sorry, Miss Olivia. I didn't mean to offend you. I was wrong." Olivia studied him for a moment before speaking. It's not just about apologizing to me. It's about changing your mindset, treating everyone with respect, whether they own the place or not. Do you understand? Yes, ma'am, he whispered. Olivia turned to leave, but before she could walk away, a little girl from the crowd tugged at her sleeve. Olivia knelt down, her expression softening as the child handed her a flower she had been holding. You're really brave, the girl said shyly. A warm smile finally broke through Olivia's serious expression. Thank you, sweetheart, she said gently. And remember, never judge someone by how they look. As Olivia rose and walked toward the elevator, the crowd began to disperse, murmuring quietly. But something had shifted. A lesson had been learned, and it left everyone thinking about how they viewed the world around them. Before continuing the story, don't forget to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Olivia stepped into the elevator, the heavy silence of the lobby still echoing in her mind. She pressed the button for the top floor, but as the doors started to close, a voice called out, "Wait!" The manager hurried forward, stopping the elevator just in time. He hesitated for a moment, then spoke carefully. "Miss Olivia, may I ride up with you? There's something I need to say." Olivia gave a slight nod and the manager stepped inside. As the elevator began its ascent, he sighed deeply, his professional demeanor fading into something more genuine. "I just wanted to thank you," he said quietly, "not just for handling this so gracefully, but for reminding us all of what truly matters. I've worked in this industry for years, but today, I learned something important." Olivia leaned against the wall, her expression thoughtful. "We all have a lot to learn," she replied. "I didn't build this hotel to show off wealth. I built it to create a place where people, no matter who they are, feel welcomed and valued. But today made me realize I need to be more involved, to make sure that vision is real." The manager nodded, humbled by her words. "We'll do better. I'll make sure of it." The elevator doors opened with a soft chime, revealing the grand penthouse suite. Olivia stepped out, turning back one last time. "Thank you for listening. And remember, change doesn't start with policies, it starts with people." As the doors closed behind her, the manager stood alone in the elevator, reflecting on her words. He realized that what happened today was more than just an embarrassing mistake. It was a wake-up call. Meanwhile, in the suite, Olivia walked toward the large glass windows, gazing out at the city skyline. The lights twinkled in the distance, a reminder of how far she had come. Her journey had never been easy, countless struggles, endless judgment, but through it all, she had remained true to herself. Today's incident could have left her angry or defeated, but instead it fueled her resolve to keep pushing for change. She picked up her phone and opened her social media app. Taking a deep breath, she began typing. "Today, I experienced something that many people go through daily, being judged by appearances rather than character. But this isn't just my story, it's a reminder for all of us. We can't always control how others see us, but we can control how we respond. Let's choose kindness, respect, and understanding. Change begins with us." She hit post and set the phone down. A notification buzzed almost immediately, followed by another, and then dozens more. People were already engaging with her story, sharing their thoughts and pledging to be part of the change. A soft knock on the door interrupted her thoughts. She opened it to find the same little girl from the lobby standing there with her parents. "We just wanted to thank you," the girl's mother said. "You taught us something important today." Olivia smiled warmly and knelt down to meet the girl's eyes. "Remember what I said? Never judge someone by how they look." The girl nodded eagerly, and Olivia gave her a gentle hug before they left. Closing the door, she felt a sense of peace wash over her. She knew she couldn't change the world overnight, but moments like these, small acts of kindness, lessons shared, were steps in the right direction. In a world that often judges by appearances, choose to see with your heart. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Let's spread kindness together.